Good morning, students. I hope you all are studying well and safe at your home. Myself, Jyoti Nahar from Shiv Jyoti Educational Group, Kota. And today, I am going to teach chapter number 14, Water. So, students, open your books to page number 197 and let us start with the chapter. We have divided this chapter into two parts. In our first part, that is video part 1, we will be covering up the topics importance of water, how water is essential, occurrence of water, sources of water. In that, we will be doing surface water and groundwater. The rest of the topics we will be covering up in our next video, that is video part 2. So, let us start with video part 1, children. So, water, as you know, it plays a vital role in our lives. It is essential for all human beings' life, all plant life, animal life. We all depend on water for our survival. It is more important than food. We may stay without food for some days, but without water, even a few days would be very impossible. So, water is very essential for us and it plays a very important role in our daily life. All our activities are related to water. And as you know, children, water is present in abundant on our earth. It almost 70% of our earth is covered with water, and that is why we call our earth the blue planet or the water planet. So, what is the importance of water for us? Let us understand how water is important to us. Water is important to us for sustaining life, all life, whether it is marine life, it is plant life, animal life, we all depend on water for our survival. And all plant and human beings and animal life, they all contain water. Even our body, 70% of our body is made up of water. 70% of our weight is just due to water. Even plants, vegetables, fruits, they contain water. Like a watermelon, it contains the maximum amount of water in the fruits. Like 95.8% water is present in the watermelon, and the cabbage, it contains 91.9% water in it. So, all life, it contains water. So, let us take up our first internal question, children. You have to write it on page number 198. Our first question is, you may take it from page number 208, question number G, third part. Vegetables and fruits contain a lot of water. Name 3 fruits and 3 vegetables in the with the percentage of water contained by them. This is your first internal question. And the answer for this question is given on page number 198, children. You are given a table over here. From this table, you are going to mark 3 fruits and 3 vegetables which contain the maximum amount of water in them. So, first watermelon you are going to write. The answer is watermelon with 95% water, grapes 85% water, apple 84%, and then pumpkin 85%, potato 75%, and ladyfinger, that is 70%. So, these are the fruits and vegetables which contain water in them. They have 95% to 70% water in them. Means that we need to say, means we are saying that all of the plant and animal life, they contain water, and that is essential for regulating their activities. So, I hope you have written the first internal question and marked the answer too. So, let us come to the importance of water. How water is important to plants. You all know, children, plants use water for drawing minerals from the soil. They draw water and minerals from the soil, and roots are responsible for this function, and they transport water to different parts of the plant which is needed by the leaves for the process of photosynthesis. Photosynthesis means the making of food by the leaves. It is carried out and this needs water. So, water is essential for plants also. Even in agriculture, in water, in farming, for growing crops, we need water for irrigation. Apart from that, we need water for our daily activities such as bathing, brushing, washing, cleaning and cooking. All these activities, they are possible just because of water. They all need water in them. And water is also essential for production of hydroelectric power and thermal electricity. Water is used to rotate the turbine. The falling water, the kinetic energy of the falling water is used to rotate the turbines, which in turn start the generators to produce electricity. So, here also water plays an important role. Apart from these, in industries, water is used as a solvent, means to dissolve many things. Water is essential, water is needed to dissolve things. As a reactant means they take part in a reaction and they undergo some changes to produce electricity, as I told you, to produce hydroelectric power or to thermal electric power. For waste disposal, water is important, and as a coolant where the reactors are used, the hotness is reduced by using coolants and their water is used. So, also water provides a habitat to aquatic plants and animals. All the aquatic plants and animals, they live in water. So, it is a habitat for them and it is a medium for transportation for ships, for boats. Water is making a medium for transportation. Now, you all know children, water is a renewable source of energy, means it does not finish at any time. We can make it over and over again. As you know, the water cycle, it makes possible the cycle of water. So, water does not get finished at any moment. Now, states of water. You know children, in a free state, water is available in 3 states. What are these 3 states? The 3 states of water are solid state, as you know it is present in ice form, liquid state in the water form and in the gaseous state like in water vapor form. So, how water in nature is present in these 3? Now, see, let us discuss the states of water. See, solid state, it is present in glacier form, in ice caps, all the Arctic region and the Antarctic regions, they are covered with these polar regions. They are covered with glaciers, with ice caps, and this is in the solid state of water. And liquid state, rain, as you know, when it falls, it is in the liquid state, and normal water at normal temperature, it is also present in liquid state. In the gaseous state, when water evaporates, it converts into water vapors, and these water vapors, they condense to form clouds. So, when in the water cycle, we have clouds, formation of clouds, that is due to evaporation and condensation. So, these are the 3 states of water which are present in nature. And so, presence of water on earth. You know children, 97% of the water on earth is not fit for drinking. We have water in oceans and seas, and almost more than 70% of the water of our earth is covered with water, but this water is not fit for drinking as it contains some dissolved salts in it. So, on the basis of these sources, we have divided this water into two parts or two classes, that is surface water and underground water. Surface water means the water that is present on the surface. You can underline the line on page number 199. The water that we get on the surface is called surface water. But children, this water is not fit for drinking as it contains some impurities in it, some dissolved salts are in it which make it unfit and not good for health. So, first let us discuss what are the sources of surface water. The sources of surface water like rainwater, spring and well water, rivers and lake water and sea water. These are the surface, the classes or the types of forms of surface water. Let us discuss them one by one. Now rainwater, it is a form of precipitation which comes in the which falls on the ground in the form of raindrops. How is this precipitation taking place? You know children, we have studied in water cycle that the water from the oceans and lakes and rivers, it evaporates due to the heat of the sun, and this water when condenses they form clouds, and clouds when they become heavy they give out raindrops in the form of precipitation. So, this rain water that is coming on the ground, it is a form of distilled water. It is a type of distilled water which is taking place naturally. Evaporation and condensation, these two processes are involved in distillation. We have studied it, and so these two processes are taking place in nature. First evaporation of water takes place and then condensation of water takes place. So, when the rain water it comes to the ground, it is the pure distilled water, but before coming to the ground it may contain some impurities in it, some dissolved dust particles or some gases are there which make it unfit. So, this is also not very pure form of water. The other sources of surface water are oceans and seas, but these oceans and seas they get contaminated by some impurities, and this water again becomes unfit for use. In our daily life we cannot use this water due to its saltiness. It contains dissolved salts in it which make it saline, and we cannot make it fit for our daily purpose, for daily activities. For some daily activities cannot be carried out, or we cannot use it for drinking too. It has to be made clear, or purification of water is essential before coming to our homes. And rivers, how do the rivers get water? Rivers are formed when the glaciers or ice snow caps they melt on the mountains. When they melt, the water comes in the form of rivers. Lakes and ponds, they also contain pure water which is surface water, but they also contain some impurities due to the pollution or due to some dissolved salts in them. Then we have groundwater. This may be pure because it is some water. How is this groundwater formed? How does this come? The rainwater, some of the rainwater is absorbed by the soil. It seeps into the ground and it reaches a point where some impervious rocks are there. These impervious rocks, they hold the water on top. They do not allow the water to go through them, and so the water collects as groundwater, and this groundwater can be taken or can be obtained by using hand pumps and tube wells. This groundwater can be taken out by using hand pumps. When it collects on the top of the imporous rocks, some porous rocks allow the water to pass through them, and so the water, it collects over imporous rocks or impervious rocks when they do not allow the water to pass through them. So this groundwater can be taken out through hand pumps and tube wells. So this was about surface water and groundwater. I hope you have understood the topics that we have covered today, and the rest of the topics we will be covering up in our next video, that is video part 2. I hope you have written the internal question also, children. Thank you.